My name's Cam McRae and I run NSMB.com. I've lived on the North Shore since 2001 and I've lived in Vancouver for my whole life. When we first started out with NSMB, I had no idea if it was a business model that would work. There was no precedent. For us, we were just making it up as we went along. NSMB got started when, in my brain at least, when I was living in Italy. My wife and I, we were both school teachers and we took a year off. And we rode our bikes from Hungary to Italy and then stayed there for a year and taught Italian people how to speak English, and I learned how to speak Italian. And while I was there, I started to think about maybe going a different direction in my life. And I knew that I wanted to do something with writing. And while I was there, I wanted to keep in touch with what was happening in the North Shore, because before that I'd started riding the North Shore and I was really keen, and I couldn't find any information in the bike magazines. Italians love magazines, so I could get all the magazines, but there was nothing in them. And that made me think, well, I think this is a market that needs to be served. And I wrote a letter to my friend Trevor Hansen, who's NSMB's team captain now, with this idea in it of this magazine. And eventually it morphed into an online magazine. First time I rode a mountain bike, my friend had one of the original stump jumpers, and he was working in a bike shop in Kerrisdale called Bicycles Plus, and he said, check out this bike, and it was amazing. It had this really low gear that you could go up anything on, and I thought it was really cool. And I got a job at the bike shop through him, and I started working there, and I sort of fixed up this old 10-speed that I had, and it got stolen. And back then, if you had insurance for your house, you could actually get the entire value of the bike, and I had put it together with bits and pieces, so the retail value of the bike was actually quite a bit. So I got this nice chunk of insurance money, and I put it together, and because I was working at the bike shop, I could buy things for wholesale, and I bought a 1984 Ritchie Timber, and then I became a mountain biker because I had a mountain bike. Never would ride without crashing. And back then when we first started riding, we would come to something that was hard and we would do it over and over and over again until we got it. So we might have spent 2 hours coming down a trail, but eventually we got it so that we could flow things.
What do you think people are dumbing down the shore though, We've been riding all these trails and they've had a lot of work go into them. Isn't it all becoming a bit too easy from what you remember?
That is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. People who say that don't know what the shore was like when it was first built, because it was loamy. Roots weren't exposed. It was a completely different experience. And then over time, without a lot of trail work, things got really bony and awkward and I guess in some ways more challenging, but not necessarily more enjoyable. And there's some new trail experiences like bobsled that didn't exist, and it's not gnarly, but there was nothing really rideable there before. So the dumbing down of the shore, people who said it's just a mystery to me, because the gnarly lines are still all there, and if you're not finding anything gnarly, you're not choosing the right trails. I decided I wanted to write about something I knew about and was passionate about, so I became mountain biking. And I really hoped that it could be my job, and for a long time, because as soon as I started doing it, I found that I loved it, and it was something that I wanted to really dedicate myself to. And we've been there now for quite a long period of time, and it's amazing. It's just exactly what I want to be doing. It's like a dream come true.